The Monkey Paw is another short story for teenagers that highlights an event when white family make wishes by holding the money paw in their right hand in upward position. Summary: the short story starts when a windy storm was happening outside of a cozy house in the deserted place near road. The house was owned by White family having 3 members. Mr. White was playing chess with his only son Herbert while Mrs. White was knitting near the flame or fire. At that time, Mr. White lost the chess from Herbert and started making arguments about the weather and the strange location of house, like it's far from the population and is in a deserted location. Major Morris entry: as father-son was discussing a family friend, Major Morris came up and they started their talks. He told the White family about his adventures while Mr. White told him that he wanted to visit India and want to see its beauty, the temples. Major Morris introduced him to the monkey paw he had in his pocket. He told him a fakir or miracle worker had done magic on the paw and now people lives run according to this paw. Simply, he wanted to say that it determined the fate. He told the White family that one person must wish 3 times from the paw by placing it in his right hand in upward position. Evils of paw. Major told the White family that he wanted to sold it but can't get success because people wanted to see outcomes first. He told them who'll wish from it, he'll be responsible as it cost 1 month death when he wished for death. Major had thrown paw in fire but Mr. White reduced it and kept it. After this event, Mr. White left their house. White family wishes after Major left. They stated talks about the paw and have some jokes. Herbert told that they'll have to pay £200 for their house as rent. Mr. White held the paw and made the first wish that generates some sort of £200. After the wish, the elders went for sleep while Herbert took the paw and goes to his bed. End of first wish. The next morning Herbert left house for his work. The White family had made jokes on the paw. Later that day, a stranger knocks on the door and he told them that their son isn't alive. He further told them the company, Moore and Meggans, would pay £200 for some arrangements. Herbert was caught up in machine. This made the poor souls sad, as they lost their only son. Mr. White's second and third wishes. Later Mrs. White insists Mr. White to hold paw and wish for his son arrival. Mr. White refused that he can't come back as he's no more. But her pleading made him do so. He again wished for second time and they heard knocked at the door. Mr. White was astonished how their son would come as they buried him 2 miles away from their house. He begs his wife to not open the door but she was running downstairs for the door. She rushed and went for chair to open door. At that time, Mr. White held the paw for the final time and wished that whoever is knocking at door should return back. As he made the wish, the knocking on the door went into silence like the cold breeze in the desert sand. Mrs. White opened door and found out the street was empty.